Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to give it another minute or two. We have people trickling in, and we're going to get started in a few minutes. Alrighty, for those of you just now joining, thank you so much. We are going to get started in just a minute or two. Alrighty, Juan, you ready to get going?
I am ready.
Alrighty, let's kick it off. So thank you all for joining our latest customer webinar on Devo Connect, which is Devo's first user community. So we're really excited to be talking about this today. For those of you who have not yet joined the community, we will help you do that. Definitely see some familiar faces on the community who are here today, so that's very exciting. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Maggie. I am the team lead for customer marketing at Devo, helped spearhead the project to build out Devo Connect. So very excited to see it live and in the hands of our customer base now. I will introduce Juan in a minute. I'll let him kind of take it away. But before we get started, I'm just going to start with some housekeeping. So at the bottom of your screen, there's multiple tools that you can use. All of these are very resizable and movable, so you can really kind of customize the user experience. You're also welcome to move things around to get the most out of kind of your monitor space. And if you have questions during the webcast, please submit them through the Q&A. We will make sure that we get to every question. We should have plenty of time today. And if anything requires follow-up, we'll make sure to make a note of it and follow up offline as well. So please don't hesitate to ask questions throughout. We'll make sure to answer them throughout if it makes sense, or we'll address them all at the end. And then last but not least, webinars are bandwidth intensive, so close any unnecessary browsers if possible, just to conserve your bandwidth if you're having any kind of technical issues. I think that's everything. So why don't we get started? So like I said, my name is Maggie, team lead for customer marketing. So spearhead the project and kind of strategy of Devo Connect. And then my team also owns our customer advocacy program. But I'm going to pass it over to Juan, and he's going to be taking it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan. I'm the community manager for Devo Connect, and I am your tour guide on this journey to mastering Devo. Let's see, go to the next slide. Then go. So today we're going to cover what is Devo Connect. We're going to tour it and see the best practices on using Devo Connect and how you can leverage it to ask your questions and take part in a community of practitioners, all of us using Devo Connect together and moving forward. And first things first, if you haven't already registered on Devo Connect, you can go right now to community.devo.com, click on login, and at the top you'll see create an account and register. We'll approve you on the back end so you can see the full community. And then after this webinar, we'll send out invitations to everyone that is taking part live. All right.
Yes. So please make sure to register if you haven't done that yet. I will make sure everyone gets in because we will be doing a demo. So we'd love for you guys to follow along for that.
Yeah. So what is Devo Connect? Devo Connect is your communal resource on your journey to mastering Devo. So you can just have gotten Devo, you've been using Devo for a while, you're a master at Devo, you're a developer, you're a team leader. It's for everyone using Devo to jump in together and answer researchers' questions and share their journey to getting to a master level, right? We say Devo is easy to learn and difficult to master because there's so much nuance in the work. So on the community, you can share your best practices, learn from your peers, access the knowledge base, stay up to date with all the product updates and all the new information coming out from Devo, and share your feedback and your scenario, your story, share your victories using Devo. Okay? All right, so I'm going to jump into presentation. Maggie, can you see the screen? Just checking?
Yep, looking good.
All right, so here is community.devo Connect. This is their landing page. I am going to log in. Here you can see the create account button. If you haven't, registered yet. At the top, you're going to see the main navigation menu, and I'll go over that in a second. You can browse the community's main categories here and the subcategories of community. Then you have your latest content section, as well as recent activities, popular tags, event calendar, and community champions. So this is measurement of activity on the site and how you're rewarded for it. And at the bottom, you're going to see Devo documentation, direct link to contact support, and of course, the Devo website where you find lots of useful information. The main navigation menu on the top, you can see that all the categories are here for the community, the welcome section, the ask questions section, and the start a conversation. And you can jump directly into any of the subcategories that you find that you want to talk about. And then the knowledge base, you can find the get started guides, and then the more advanced troubleshooting tips and the in-depth how-to step-by-step solutions. Product updates doesn't require description, but it's all our product updates from Devo, from any other teams when they get released. So you can follow along. Events, and of course, Devo docs. So let's start navigating. So inside each of these, you're going to find subcategories, as well as recent activity, community champions, and badges that people have been awarded recently, bank calendar, team leaderboard for each section. for each of these, there's subcategories that you can filter by. New here, you can pop in and say hello and just introduce yourself. News and updates are from the team or for Devo Connect. You have your breadcrumbs up here that you can go back to community overview. Ask a question is going to be our heart of the community, where we have 6 different subcategories that you can filter by. All your questions come into this when you add them in. I'll show you how to do that. Question with a orange question mark is unanswered or doesn't have a best answer yet, right? And question with a check mark has a best answer selected. So you can go in and see the solution as the best answer. Ask a question also has these 6 categories for data ingestion, data search, alerting, active boards, Devo exchange and integration, and security operations. If you guys have any suggestions for more categories, please let us know. The knowledge base has your getting started guides, as well as your more advanced in-depth step-by-step procedures with all the code necessary to flow through. You see? We have the product updates that we showed already. So the next step will be to show you how to find content. How do you know what you're looking for? So this search bar searches the entire site. So if you go and search for alerts, you'll find everything with the alerts tag or alerts in the body. You can filter by questions or articles. You can filter here under each of the subsections, or just by tags. So if you wanted everything for alert security operations, you can do it this way. Under each category, remember, I gotta breathe. Under each category, you're gonna have another search bar. For example, here. And you can search just data ingestion logs here and find all the answers on that category that have been posted. Additionally, defining content is these on the community. These links are very unique. So recently active topics, active since you last visited the website, and unanswered questions. So you can jump right in and start providing answers if you know the answers, or helping other community members out. And of course, you can go straight to just clicking on one of the tags if you're looking for, say, API information. And you can find everyone talking about API and all the information they provided. Now, posting. How do you ask a question? So I'm going to go to create a topic. You have 2 options, the question and conversation. A question usually has a correct answer, and a conversation is mostly a exchange of ideas. If you're looking for best practices, if you want to find out how to better formulate a query, where multiple people can pipe in and give you a good answer or a fractional answer. So I'm going to start typing in. Let's see. That's one question for today. So yeah, as you're typing, you see if there's any articles that come up that are related to the topic. You can formulate your questions with normal bullet list, alignment, paragraphs, headers. You also have this additional toolbar for creating a table of contents, embedding media, creating a table, code, spoilers, and of course you can just start a poll real quick saying, it's very quick, it's very easy. You can choose the category where this can go. Let's say Devo Exchange and add tags. Exchange, and then you just create. And then I'm just going to click on that. Oh. So you have the tools necessary to post anything you need to and ask the questions, add screenshots, engage in a conversation, add a poll, and everything will be in here. So after you post something, how do you stay informed? So under each subcategory, you're going to find a handy button for, let's see, data ingestion. You can subscribe to this subtopic. You can do that with any of the subtopics in community, and that way you get notified when new information comes in. You can also, actually, let's go back in there. That was a good spot. You can also go into a particular topic that you like, say data search. Find out who the most helpful member has been this week. And you can follow that member and or ask them directly a question. Say, I saw you help this person this. I have another question following that. You can send them a message. This is what your public profile looks like. It doesn't have any personal information into it. It's just what your activity on the site is. Let's look at the profile now. Open the profile. We can see that the public profile is here, the edit profile is here, and we can see that I am, private. I added these to help communicate with you guys. So if you're a team leader, I know to share opportunities for you to disseminate information for your team. If you are just using Devo and security applications, or you're using service ops, I know to direct the particular informations your way if I see anything. Yeah? And then you can add your signature and save it. Under settings, you can control all of your notification settings as well as some of your displays. That way you have control over how much email notifications you're getting. If you regularly visit the site, you might not need as many email notifications. If you come to the site once a week, you might want to keep the notifications on, but it's under your control right there. I think I'm going to open it to questions. Let's see. Just look at the events real quick, see what's coming up next.
I have one thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
Can you describe a little bit more about just like the private message feature, and then also how to tag people? Just because I think those could be good ways also for other avenues of communication.
So your private messages, yeah. So your private messages live in here, and they're listed by person. So this is Maggie, and you can show the entire conversation in this history. You can reply back. Or you can add Maggie. So we can go into a post and say, my latest question.
Yeah, and so this is great because obviously we want to encourage all of you to ask open questions on the community, because it is a closed community just to our current active users of Devo. But if you have a more specific question or just want to ask a more direct question, you can use the private message feature to message Juan or me or another community member. That is always an option as well.
Yeah. So I can tag
just additional avenues for continuing to kind of connect with one another.
Yeah. So I'll tag the most helpful member this week and see if he has any. And you can just post it, and then he'll get a message saying you've been tagged in this question, and see if he can come and answer it, which is very helpful. I think I might have sped through that, but I think I think I covered everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything. Would you dive into events?
Of course. Yeah, I just showed it. So this current webinar for today. And the next one is in September 13th for Devo deployment and the newest features. These are past events, so you can go through and see some of our past events. Some of them have the video tips and tricks webinar, and you can go and find them through the link. Check out that recording, and you can find the recording and watch the previous events. Ta-da. So in case you missed it, we'll have it right there ready for you.
Yes. And then the last thing, Juan, and then I think we're good to jump out, is just under the product update section, I like to distinguish kind of how this differs from our documentation. So what we do is we want this to be an additional avenue where you guys can look at our release notes and our product updates in addition to our documentation. And so what we'll do is we usually provide a highlight on here, and then we'll link to documentation. But one thing that Juan does, which I think is really useful because things get released in different geos, is he'll let you know if something has been released, for example, in APAC, but it's still pending in the US. But we'll still, let you preview the release notes and everything as well. And we'll do our best to kind of post them in as much real time as possible. So just wanted to point that out as well.
Yeah, no, this came up as a question with one of the releases, and because it's an international audience, we wanted to make sure that you were aware if something was released in your geo or if it was just pending and it was coming next week. But I do my best to give this information out so that you don't have to look at it elsewhere. You can get it right here in the community. Yeah.
Alrighty. Again, feel free to drop questions in the chat. We're seeing some questions come in, but I think we can address them at the end. So let's jump back to the PowerPoint if you're ready, Juan.
I am.
Alrighty. So one other section that we didn't show because we don't have it fully live yet is our group section. So these are private forums within Devo Connect that anyone of kind of similar backgrounds or interests can have specific conversations. And so these can be private or public, but you have to be a member to participate in the discussion. And so the reason we don't currently have them open is because we do want them to be customer driven. We want to know kind of what types of like-minded individuals or groups or teams do you want to be engaging with? So our ask for you is, what types of groups do you guys want to participate in? Would you like to have EMEA-based groups or APAC teams, Tier 3 analysts, anything like that? We are really open to anything. We want this to be another creative forum. It could also be security analysts or security operations users of Devo. Any of those things, that is really what we want these groups to be for. So we're just putting it out there. Let us know. This is something that we want to partner with you guys on. And we will create any groups where there are interest. So we'll say that, and then that feature will be open to anyone to kind of see what groups we have, what you want to participate, all of that. So definitely keep an eye out soon as we unveil some more groups. But just putting it out there, we'd love for it to be a collaborative experience as well. Okay, Juan, I'm going to pass it over to you for our last piece, just to talk about the fun stuff, gamification.
Yeah. Yes. So as you saw, that your activity is ranked so that we see, you can see a reflection of how much your activity is measured on the website and how it's rewarded. We also have badges when you reach particular activity plateaus that you can get rewarded and show off your badges to your friends. So we have the knowledge share badge, the conversation starter, the problem solver, the community founding member, and the Devo certified user. If you're Devo certified and you haven't received the badge, please let me know. I'll take care of it right away. Knowledge sharer is answering and having questions. Conversation is just replying and taking part in conversations that are active on the site. Problem solver is having some of your answers being marked as best answer. And the community founding members were members we invited at the beginning, but I think there's a special program that we're going to develop as we further along.
Yes, for super users. And so if you see someone you're engaging with that has that community founding member badge, they have been with us since the beginning. So they are experts as well. So definitely lean on them, fellow customers and peers that really know Devo Connect inside and out.
Yeah.
And people will ask us, how do I earn badges? The way to do that is through participation. So it's pretty simple. We want to hear from you. We want to see you guys asking questions, helping one another, and all of that activity gets rewarded and helps you earn these badges.
Yep.
So I think that's everything. Sorry, what did you say, Juan?
I was like, I hope to add more badges depending on what on what we learned from how we're interacting and keep rewarding people.
Absolutely. Okay, I think that's everything we had. So we're going to dive into questions. I'm seeing some questions come in, so please drop any questions you have in the chat, any comments. Like we said, we'll send out invitations to those who have not yet registered. And please, we're open to any and all feedback, questions, comments. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us via email or through the community. And as always, thank you all for joining and being very active and engaged. So Juan, I'm going to dive into questions. We can kind of tackle these together. So first question we received is, how does Devo Connect differ from the Devo Exchange? So I can take this one. This is a really good question. And it's something we have received and it's understandable. So Devo Exchange is our content marketplace. So it is a part of the Devo platform where you can go and search, manage, download content, alerts, all of that. It is not a kind of platform that's purpose-built for engagement or discussion, whereas Devo Connect is. So Devo Connect is the place where you go when you have questions or want to troubleshoot something, or maybe you even have a question about Devo Exchange. It's where we have those kind of bi-directional conversations, whereas Devo Exchange is a content marketplace. So hope that clears up for anyone who might have questions about that. Next question is, Juan, I'll let you take this one. Is my profile public?
Your profile is public in the sense that people can see the content that you're being part of, but none of your other information is public. I can share my screen and show you.
Yeah, so that's a key distinction. We'll be able to see your username, but none of your information otherwise is public. We understand that, everyone wants to have engagements with one another while still protecting their information, and that is exactly what this community does.
This is what everybody sees in your profile. Your badges, you've been a member since this date, and the topics, replies, and solved that you have. And some of the content the activity that you've been showing. You alone see the rest of the information. This is only a view that you can see. Yeah.
Okay, great. Next question, kind of similar. Can anyone join Devo Connect?
Only registered customers or Devo practitioners can join Devo Connect. It's not available for, or at least the majority of the site is not available for the public. The public can only see some of the front page and some of the welcome messages, but everything else is only gated for people who are customers or Team Devo.
Yes. So we want it to be a space where our active users can engage with one another. So that is why it's currently just for our current users.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I submit feature requests in Devo Connect? So good question. I can take this one. Um, in an informal sense, absolutely. You can post a question or conversation or let us know about recommendations you have for features. You can absolutely do that. However, there's not like a formal ideation feature that we have toggled on quite yet. So yeah, Juan, you might have an example of
Yeah.
something. So sometimes conversations lead to great ideas. And so what
Mhm.
we will do is, Juan, yeah, I think you're showing an example right now.
Yeah,
We'll make sure to, if it makes sense, we absolutely submit that as feature requests and we'll keep you updated on them. Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, not a formal ideation, but of course, in an informal sense, you can submit your ideas on here and get feedback as well.
Yeah, if you're not sure, post away and we'll find out if there's a way that we can do it or if there's something that we can do better as a feature request.
Alrighty, a few more questions. Can you file a support ticket on Devo Connect? The answer
You
to
can,
that would be no.
no, yeah,
We
but you
link
can
to our support
support directly.
portal, but we are not a support portal. So we want to use Devo Connect as a place for engagement, discussion, conversation. If there is something where you need a technical support engineer or it's a deployment request or severity one issue, of course, please submit a ticket. And yeah, we have the links to the portal, but you cannot submit you can not submit tickets on the platform itself. That's a good distinction. Okay. And then the last question I see for now is, I want to see release notes. Should I go to Devo Docs or Devo Connect? That's a good question.
You can, so
Yeah, go
you
for it, Juan.
can, you can do, either. You can get notified of releases right here, and in general terms, we have links directly here to docs, which I don't know where I put it in this one, but 36, yeah, releases are here, and it goes directly into docs. So you can get notified about new releases in the community, and then have the full release notes in docs. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can absolutely use either. Again, this is just an additional avenue, but good point, Juan. You can subscribe to product updates,
Yep.
which I think is a really great way to stay on top of things. Okay, I think those are all the questions. So once again, if you have any other follow-up questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And thank you all so much for attending. Last thing I will say, I'll plug an event we have coming up, which is sponsored by Devo, and this is SOC Analyst Appreciation Day. So this is the our second annual SOC Analyst Appreciation Day, which is an online live event where we want to commemorate and really appreciate our SOC analysts, because we know that it's a very challenging role and it's something that isn't always talked about. So this day is really exciting. We really look forward to it. So definitely encourage you all to take a look at socanalyst.com. We also have awards where you can nominate an analyst, give them some recognition. We love doing that. And so more on that on the website. So definitely take a look. You can also subscribe to learn more about the date and the event. And it's October 19th this year. So I will leave you all with that. But otherwise, thank you so much for attending. And we hope to see you at another customer webinar in the future and on the community.
Thank you, everybody.